I'm AdamHarry with...
I'm StableAbe.
And we're both from BoLS Crew, and today, as you can see, we have the Blood Angels Codex.
Blood for the Blood,
Blood
Angels!
for the Blood Throne of Terra.
Yeah, Terra.
Blood. Yes. Yes. I'm pretty excited about this, man.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited. Blood Angels...
one of your armies, right?
Yeah, it's one of my armies. Yeah, I'm a big, you know how I like the blood.
Yeah, Adam loves blood. You've got what? Blood Angel, some corn guys.
I've got some corn.
Some nids that love to eat things.
That love to eat biomass, which also happens to be blood.
A lot of times,
yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, I'm all about the blood.
Yeah, sometimes I come in here to work and he's just covered in blood. Yeah, just sitting there. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Adam's had a blood day.
Had a blood sandwich and at the blood throne.
Yeah. I think everyone here at
I make deposits at the blood bank. Whatever.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's always giving the blood.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're all excited here. Adam's got a big Blood Angel army. We've got a big Blood Angel army. We're all excited about it.
I can't wait to just get in here. So I have gotten to spend some time with the book. Abe has gotten to spend some time with the book. We've made a list of the things we're excited about.
Yeah. We're
going to go over those with you. Real quick though, let's go over just some real basics of the book.
Sure, some hard facts.
Some hard facts. Yeah. And speaking of hard facts, this is a hardback. See what we did there? It's a 144 page hardback book. It's got a ton of new stuff in there for you. It's got all the stuff you'd expect. There's 6 new psychic powers.
Yep.
3 of which were
not in the index.
Not in the index, and 3 of them are new in the sense of if you've played Blood Angels, you've probably seen similar versions.
We got 6 warlord traits, which are brand new.
6 brand new ones.
6 brand new relics.
Yep, which are pretty cool.
Yeah, and 6 brand new tactical objectives.
Got those tactical objectives. Can't forget those.
Nope.
There are a total of 25 new stratagems, or 25 stratagems in the book. Some of them aren't new.
Right.
What, roughly...
I would say maybe half of them are new.
Blood Angels specific instead of new.
A lot of them are kind of generic.
Yeah.
All Space Marines are going to get these. You saw them in Space Marines. You saw them in
Grey Knights.
I mean, you'll see them in the future somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. In terms of new rules, however, we do have the Blood Angels are going to get the new Red Thirst rule, which we'll talk about, and the Black Rage rule, which is really cool. Yeah. It's a lot of really cool stuff in there. In terms of new sub-factions, the Blood Angels book doesn't have any.
Nope.
You still get your successor chapter options, though.
That you do.
So if you don't want to play chapter Blood Angels, but you want to play successor chapter...
Like the Flesh Terrors.
Like the Flesh Terrors. He's still in the book.
He is in the book.
Yeah.
His giant Flesh Terror thing.
Eviscerator now.
Yeah.
So that's good. You can still do that, but there's not like the Space Marine book where you had a bunch of different sub-factions. So just want to get that out there now. And then also, in terms of new stuff, what are some of the new big things?
Yeah, so all the Primaris units are in the book.
Yes.
They brought all those in. A lot of the other Space Marine units that you
like the Flyer, the
Flyers, the new Terminator versions and stuff that you didn't...
Oh yeah, the Tartaros and the...
Old, I guess, technically old Terminator versions,
The old, Tartaros pattern and Cataphractii are both in the book now, too.
And there is one brand new unit just for this book that was not an index or anything before. It is the Sanguinary Novitiate.
Yes.
And whereas a normal Sanguinary Priest is like a Apothecary on steroids with the Blood Grail, Red Grail, giving everyone attacks and stuff, or strength.
Right.
This guy is just kind of your basic cheap...
He's more in line like an apothecary.
Yeah, he's like 55 points, I want to say. Very, very cheap. Just has like an Arthekium, so he's there to heal guys and bring them back, which is still rad. But yeah, he's not going to give you all the buffs.
Yeah, he's not doing the crazy buffs. But he's an elite slot, too, so that's pretty cool, too. Still don't have Centurions. So
no Centurions.
But we're getting aggressors in the book, so...
They fill a lot of the same slots, especially the assault versions. But
very similar rules.
Yeah, so you do get a lot of stuff in it, though.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and start. And again, full disclosure real fast, we're not going to go through every page of the book. We're going to show off some key things and just kind of keep moving. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. First things first, though, we do want to take a look at the table of contents.
Yeah, I'm sure you can all read this just perfectly.
Right, you can totally see this.
Pull out those magnifying glasses.
Right. Basically, you've got about 60 pages of just straight-up background lore.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into in a little bit more. Then you've got kind of the paint schemes, color plates, which are all really fun to look at. And then you're going to get into the Warriors of Baal, which is all of the data sheets.
Yep. And then the end is going to be all that stuff we mentioned at the beginning.
Bingo.
It's full circle there. See what we did? Alpha Omega.
Boom.
Yeah, that's the relics and stratagems and such.
Real quick, too, in terms of lore in the book, I really appreciate... Oh, by the way...
This is an amazing picture, by the way.
Tons of new art.
Yeah, I love... My favorite thing about this picture, Adam, this guy down here.
Yeah.
He's the thrall who carries the guy's scabbard. And he can't even stand up on it. He just, like, crawls around with the scabbard. He's like, oh, boss, I got your scabbard here. Like,
put your sword away, boss.
It's so good. There's this guy holding a bowl for no reason. I don't know. Man. This is amazing.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of cool art. About the lore real fast, too. This book goes through the events of the Relic Blade and all that. Traitors Hate, Relic Blade.
Yeah.
Or Traitors Blade. Traitors Hate. Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff. It goes through the events of...
Leviathan's been defeated. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, Adam, Tyranids suck.
Well, I played both, so I was kind of like 50-50 on that. I was like, whatever. It goes through the events of Devastation of Vale. It goes through the big event that we just had. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Rise of the Primaris, Gathering Storm.
Gathering Storm, thank you.
Dark Millennium.
All of those events, it goes through that, and actually beyond that.
It does beyond that. A couple, you want to get into some of the key points that we found out?
Yeah. One of the big things, too, was obviously at the end of Gathering Storm, Vale was getting overrun by Tyranids. We all know that. Nom nom noms was going on. And then mysteriously Warp Storm shit happened. The big malediction of the universe happened. Covered the planet.
Totally not like a Deus Ex Machina, save those
angels. Nope. And then when they return, what happened? Basically, coming out of their bunkers, they find that one, Yemen's back with all the Primarch. As a Primarch, he's back with the Primaris Marines as a gift to the Blood Angels, and you've got giant piles of Tyranid skulls, all in the shape of cornate symbols.
Yeah, they say Baal Secundus or Primus, one of the two moons of Baal, the entire southern hemisphere. A giant pyramid to Khorne.
So something happened.
Yeah, something, and nothing else is alive on the entire planet except Gabriel Seth and some flesh terrors.
We don't talk about that anymore.
No, we don't talk about that.
But it does go beyond that. So later in the fluff, they do that cool timeline thing.
They have a really cool timeline. So one of the things probably that we were talking about, that people have been talking about, is that they do get the Primaris Marines, and the Primaris Marines, while they have the Red Thirst, are supposed to be cured of the Black Rage.
Yes, they do this Angel's Blade. That was the name of the book.
Yeah.
They do the cool timeline thing, and then it catches you up. And then there's an interesting thing that happens here.
Yeah.
Where Corbulo is basically, he's very curious about why these guys don't suffer from the Black Rage, right?
Yeah, and they're fighting in, I think it's my favoritely named thing ever. It's the Alpha Legion's Fortress of Lies!
Lies!
Which is like totally like the best like 80s cartoon, Fortress, and like of course
I feel like Cobra Commander should have popped out.
Right, like, and of course the Alpha Legion have it. I love the idea of like Fortress of Lies, like, hey Dante.
Yeah.
Those boots look really good on you.
Thanks, man. I'm Fortress.
Fortress of Lies.
Oh, he lied to me. What a jerk. Yeah. So
that's how the whole battle went. Clearly.
They actually talk about how the Alpha Legion basically wounded and goaded them, and they weren't like trying to kill them. They were just messing with them the whole time. So that's pretty interesting, but. Corbulo, at the end of the battle, the Primaris Marines are there, they're kicking butt. But they kind of flip out a little bit.
Yeah. Just a little bit. They start ripping people apart.
Ripping the traitors limb from limb.
And like it's enough that like basically the end of the timeline is like Corbulo goes to Dante and is like, hey man,
we need to talk about these guys.
Yeah.
Because he's super curious, because these guys are they're like the new hope of the Blood Angels.
And Corbulo, if you don't know, his whole thing is that he wants to clear.
Right.
Or
cleanse
them of and cure the Black Thirst, which is what
the Black Rage and the Red Thirst.
Yeah.
But it's a thing. So
maybe they do have the Black Rage.
Maybe it's just really deep down.
Yeah, maybe they've been bred with. I mean, there are rumors that Call messed with other, possibly even traitor gene seeds. So maybe there's some.
Maybe they're Star World Eaters.
Yeah, maybe they're all World Eaters. I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe they're all Alpha. They're all Alpha Legion. It's Fortress of Lies.
Definitely.
But anyway,
so that was one of the cool things.
Yeah, the key thing here is that the timeline moved forward.
Yeah, a couple cool other quick notes with the fluff that's new. That this was new to me. Dante is the regent of all of the Imperium on the other side of Terra. That's true. Cut off, so Dante is basically in charge of half the Imperium. Yeah. And the Blood Angels are now bigger than ever.
Yeah.
So there was during the Tyranid attack, they got 40,000 new aspirants.
Yeah.
And we're like, here are guns. If you survive this, you get to be in the Blood Angels. And
guess what?
And thousands of them survived, and all of those who survived turning into Space Marines either joined the Blood Angels or some of the success
And you gotta keep in mind too, the Blood Angels were smacked around, so they lost a lot of Marines, but
they were also got a bunch of Primaris Marines.
They just got reinforced by a lot of dudes.
So when you look at the and Dante allowed them to have all the chapters to have bigger scout companies. So when you look at the breakdown, which is somewhere around here,
this one, this is the breakdown. Right.
Yeah, so it says for the scout companies,
neophytes.
The size of it is 2 lieutenants, scout squads, unspecified number of scout squads, which all the rest of them are like 10 squads. And then, in addition to the unspecified number of scout squads, an additional 457 unassigned neophytes.
Yes.
Which that means that company could be like 1,000
That
Marines.
is almost half a chapter.
Yeah, just
Marines.
of unassigned Marines.
Right.
Not even counting how many scout squads there could be.
Yeah, scout squads is just X.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of Blood Angels.
It's a lot of Blood Angels coming back.
Yeah.
I'm personally excited about
it.
Yeah. So moving on from the lore, though, there's a ton of new stuff in there. Again, awesome pictures. It goes over all the different characters, the different units. They're going to get their full page spreads and all that fun stuff that we've expected in other codexes thus far. So really great stuff. Again, all the characters keep going here. We'll skip around a little bit more.
Obviously, we've got some new Primaris stuff
in
here.
It addresses all that.
Yeah.
Astrath.
Yep.
Lamarche. Lamarche is the other guy that is going in and out of stasis between battles due to the Black Rage. Mephiston is still the only one that's ever been fully recovered. But Lamarche was cognizant enough to actually be able to stay alive.
And I wonder if like Astaroth is out of a job now. Because his job is killing all the guys that go crazy.
I mean, there's still regular dudes that go crazy, right?
Well, yeah, but they have the tower where they keep all of them. Yeah, they let them all out in the battle.
Because of the battle.
To fight the Tyranids, they were like, all right, go out there, just go
maybe
crazy.
maybe Astrath's job is to go wrangle those guys up. And it'll be like some kind of like 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo thing.
Oh, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah.
They also mentioned, of course, that Guilliman probably knows about the flaw now, which they've been trying to keep secret. They're like, well, Guilliman's cool with us, I guess.
And then Dante gets made the regent, so you know.
Yeah, you're like, all right.
Yeah, but keep moving on. Again, all the units and stuff.
Oh, look, here it says Sanguinius comes back. No, just kidding.
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that anywhere.
It doesn't say that anywhere. Yeah.
So we got all the...
speaking of which, no Primarch in here. No new Primarch.
No Primarch, no mention that he's coming back. I didn't see anything.
Actually, it refers to him being dead a lot.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Yep.
Again, this is the model section, which we've seen.
Yep.
This is just all the new Primaris stuff painted up.
This is the new
model.
New Primaris Lieutenant.
Yep.
For Blood Angels only, so that's pretty cool.
Also, if you haven't seen... I don't know when you're watching the video, but the Blood Angels are getting new Primaris kits.
Yep.
Which are basically the old Primaris boxes with Blood Angel upgrade sprues, which is kind of cool.
Which is pretty cool. And then we get to the actual stuff.
Yeah.
So I think Black Rage is the same as it was before.
Basically.
Units that have this get +1 attack if they charged in the preceding fate.
Yep, +1 attack. And they also get the basically a 6-up film of pain.
Yeah.
So anytime they lose a wound on a 6, they ignore it.
Yeah, there aren't a ton of units that have the Black Rage.
No.
It's basically Death Company Dreadnoughts, and Death Company Chaplains.
Yeah, pretty much. Furioso that are Death Company.
There is a stratagem that gives a character the black.
No, it's a Warlord trait, right?
No, it's a stratagem, I believe, that used at the beginning of
you spend a command point to give a character
the Death Company, the Black Rage. So, I mean, that's not bad if you have a really crazy combat character and want to have a 6-up film.
They still have the regular Marine stuff, too. They talk about the successor chapters, which we talked about before. We talk about And They Shall Know No Fear, so they've got that. And then Black Rage. Those are their... special rules. There's more special rules for them later, though.
Yeah.
So we're not going to go through all of these, but you get the idea. You've got all of your rules.
Almost nothing's changed. There are small changes here and there.
Yeah.
I'll go over two I remember real quickly.
Sure.
Tycho.
Tycho, yeah.
Tycho did have a little change. I did not like him in the index because he had a bajillion attack, but he's punching you with his fist, and it's just his fist.
Yeah, dead man's hand.
But they made his fist a little better now.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
And now it does have a -2 AP.
Yeah, so it's actually, scary.
It's actually worth using. Yeah.
There's a chaplain and
chaplains. You got all the Primaris.
But basically, when you flip through here, your warlord, your data sheets are gonna be the exact same. You're gonna have all of the points, the power level, all that fun stuff. You're gonna have all of the stats and all the upgrade options, just like we've expected.
I do believe all the points in this are in line with all the changes from chapter approved.
That's correct
for the Primaris stuff
because it was printed after.
So don't worry.
All
about
of the points are in this book too, so don't worry about that.
So you got all that stuff in here.
Lieutenants are back. Are now, I guess, technically new for them.
Technically new for them. The one other thing that's different, little thing that's different I noticed is intercessor squads. Wherever I think we just passed them.
Scout squads, intercessors.
Intercessor squads. In the regular Marine book, intercessor sergeants can take a power sword.
Yep.
In this book, they cannot take a power sword. They can take a chain sword.
Interesting.
Small difference.
Small difference.
If you were counting on that, I don't know why they made the difference. I think the upgrade screw has a chain sword. But
it is what it is.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Good thing to know.
So, real quickly, look at the novitiate. I guess
he's the new hotness.
So here is the sanguinary novitiate. As you can see, he is kind of that mid-level Space Marine character stat line.
He's only 3 power level.
Yeah.
So
and like I said, I think he's 55 points.
Yeah.
Kitted out. He doesn't really have any options. He comes with a chainsword and a bolt pistol and some grenades, and then he has an Arthekium rule, which is the same one.
Bring guys back, which is interesting because it is actually bring a model back.
Yes,
that's a big deal. It's not just regen wounds. It's like bring a dead guy back.
Bring him back.
If he rolls, you get like on a 4-up, you get him back.
On a 4-up, you get him back.
You bring him back. However, if you fail, he can do nothing else for the turn, as he is harvesting the gene seed from a fallen battle brother. And that includes charging, shooting, fighting, etc. So he's just, if you fail that roll, he's done for the turn. And a unit can only be targeted by one Narthetium once per turn. Yeah, so definitely. You can't bring like 10 guys back. They're not Necrons. Unfortunately. They got to hang out with the Necrons, but they don't get to
they get to fist bump them. Yeah. Another fairly big change, I think, is that Blood Talons got a lot better for all the
that was a big deal. Furiosa Dreads with Blood Talons. Blood Talons are strength +4 now. They're AP -2.
Yeah.
But they get to reroll hits and wounds.
All hits and wounds.
All hits
not
and
just
wounds.
Ones. And they do 3 damage each.
They do 3 damage each now.
Yeah, so
which is scary
like
good.
Some of your Death Company Dreadnought's gonna have 5 attacks on the charge.
Yeah.
Right, because it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And the Magna Grapple adds 2 to their charge when they're charging just a single vehicle.
Just a single vehicle, yeah.
So drop pod dreads, they're a thing again.
Well, yeah. I mean, being able to throw out like, well, I don't think they can only drop pods anymore, can they?
Well, they got drop pods from Forge World, the Lucius pattern. They still have those.
There you go.
Those.
Bring that in.
I looked that up.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I mean, like, you hits and wounds.
Yeah, even if you don't.
Yeah, we're getting like 15 damage. It's pretty.
Well, there's the other thing too is the Librarian Dreads. I don't know if they get a Magna Grapple.
No, I think they can just. They really don't get many options, but they. I mean, they can't even hit. They
get Wings of Sanguinius because that's the thing. And speaking of which, let's skip over to the Psychic powers real quick.
So yeah, we're gonna go. Everything else is the same.
Yeah. You get all the flyers and stuff like that. There's a giant warrior section, which we're not going to go over.
One thing to note that I noticed is cool. I don't remember if it's the same in the index or not, but I had not noticed it. Death Company, which you can take up to 15 in the squad. All of them can replace their bolt pistols with either a hand flamer or an Inferno pistol.
That's a lot.
It's a
lot.
Mulligan
shots.
Or a lot of flamer shots. It's 15d3.
15d3.
And those pistols you can find in combat too.
Yeah.
But I think that's a pretty good idea to be like, I'm going to jump forward and then use all my flamers to clear out your bubble wrap.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to charge the important thing.
Question 2. Do you get to do all the crazy power weapons and stuff with all the Death Company?
Oh yeah, they can take a bajillion things.
Oh yeah.
So you can do anything you want. So, back to the Sons of Sanguinius.
Red Thirst, again, they got their the other special abilities. If you take a Battle Forge detachment, Defender's Humanity, which troops can score.
Yep.
Objective secured. Red Thirst, pretty much, again, this applies to infantry, bikers, and dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts. There's a lot of dreadnoughts in this book. They can
no venerable
add,
dreadnought though.
No venerable dread, but you get Furiosa.
Yep.
So understandable. In a turn in which a unit has this ability, was charged, or made a heroic intervention, you may add 1 to all of its wound rolls in the fight phase. So if you are attacking something, I mean, it basically, if you have a strength 5 versus tough before, it effectively makes you strength 8 because you just doubled up. Yeah, it's so scary.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Ability. Possibly, if you look at like chapter tactic as that chapter tactic is possibly the best one.
It's up there.
Yeah, because
it is up there.
I think it's really good because it probably makes Blood Angels have the best intercessor units. I think.
Yes.
Because intercessors had 2 attacks with a 3-attack sergeant. And normally that's just strength 4. It's like whatever. It's cool, but you're not.
Yeah, it's better than +1 strength.
Yeah. But suddenly you're like, oh, I'm wounding like other Marines on 3s or like other like Eldar on 2s.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Like that makes your...
If you're toughness 3 and you get charged by Angel Primaris Marines, that's gonna sting.
Also, that means that like the dreadnoughts with the Blood Talons, even if they're going against something that's like toughness 7 or 8, because they're like strength
10 at that point, effectively.
Well, no, because the Blood Talons is
it's +4 strength, and there's strength 6 base.
Yeah, so that makes them strength 10. So normally they're wounding those things on 3s. Suddenly on 2s,
with 3 damage each,
and rerolling
hits and wounds. You get the idea.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Stratagems, there's 25. We're not going to go over all.
I'm going to go across the important ones though.
Yeah, what important ones?
So the first important one is the second one listed, which is the Forlorn Fury.
Yes.
Blood Angel Stratagem. It is 2 command points.
At the start of your first battle round, but before the turn begins, you can immediately move one of your Death Company infantry units and even advance as if it were your movement phase. Use this stratagem only once. What does that mean, Abe?
So that means that your Death Company, and remember this is before the first battle round, so it's not during a turn, but it is after you know who's going first.
Right.
Your Death Company, who probably have jump packs,
let's be honest,
are going to get to move 12 plus d6.
Right.
Then on your turn, they're going to get to move another 12. So that's between 25 and 30 inches of movement. And then they get to shoot an assault.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. That is basically a guaranteed first turn assault.
Yeah.
If you are going first, have a Death Company unit, and are doing things right,
you're gonna get a first turn charge.
Yeah, there's
what other fun stuff?
So they got a lot of the normal ones of the
we've seen
Space
things
Marines,
like Wisdoms of the Ancients
obviously,
before.
Yeah. I do like Strike of the Archangels if you're using a lot of Terminators.
Yeah.
It does let you after a Terminator unit from your army is set up on the battlefield. So like if they deep strike in, you get to reroll full hit rolls for that unit until the start of your next turn.
Yeah. Which is weird if you do it with you can do it with a shooty. Because it's not just during one phase.
Right.
It's when you deploy them, they can, if they're shooty ones, they can reroll hits to shoot, and then if you can also get a charge off of them, you're really rerolling hits to.
And then because it lasts until your next turn, you're gonna get to hit in the enemy's combat phase.
Right.
So that can be pretty good. It is 2 command points, but
also that's technically during the Overwatch. If you get charged, you
sure,
get to reroll
absolutely,
misses.
definitely.
So that's pretty cool.
Upon Wings of Fire is pretty nice. You pick a Blood Angels jump pack unit. This is 1 command point from your army. Remove them from the battlefield. This is at the beginning of your movement phase. And then at the end of that phase, you place that anywhere within 9 inches of the enemy models in the field, or outside 9 inches. So you basically get to re-deep strike with a unit.
Which is kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Has a lot of cool, like, tricky deployment options. You can redeploy real quickly.
That was a good one, right? Red Rampage?
Red Rampage, yeah. It's 1 command point. Give a character plus D3 attacks.
Yeah, and you know what our characters? Librarian Dread.
Librarian Dread, that's our.
Which will be important here in a second. I'll explain.
No, definitely. They've got some other cool things. I am sad that they do not get the Chapter Master stratagem. It kind of sucks for the successor chapters because you're like, well, unless I play Flesh Terrors, I can't take a successor chapter.
Yeah.
But whatever. And then the other really amazing one is going to be the Descent of Angels ability.
Yeah.
This is, again, along with the Forlorn Fury, possibly the best one in the book. 2 command points.
Yep. For reasons.
Uses a stratagem before making a charge roll with a Blood Angels jump pack unit from your army that was set up on the battlefield earlier in this turn, so it deep struck in and it has to be jump pack. Roll 3d6 to determine the unit's charge distance instead of 2d6.
Yeah.
And that's not 3d6 and take the highest.
Right, you roll 3d6. So Abe, if we're looking at this correctly, I think we are. That's you can deep strike Death Company, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If they have the jump pack.
They have jump pack, and you can also just set them up on the table and deep strike.
Yeah, you can do that too.
And they're 15-man squads.
Yeah, it's 15.
So if you happen to do 2 first-turn charges with 2 squads of fully decked out Death Company, how many Death Companies is that?
That's 30 Death Company.
30 Death Company, and how many attacks base do those guys have?
They have 2 attacks base. They are going to get an extra attack on the turn they charge.
Yeah.
They could all potentially have chainswords.
They could also all potentially, well, they do have Red Thirst, right?
Right, so that would give them 4 attacks. They could all potentially be in range of the same.
So
2 attacks base.
2 attacks base.
1 for charging.
Black Rage.
Right.
That's Black Rage.
Yeah, Black Rage.
They're going to be +1 to wound because of Red Thirst.
+1 attack for chainswords. They can actually take 2 chainswords if you really want it.
If you want to get crazy.
So that could be 5. Sanguinor gives them an extra attack if you wanted.
Yeah.
That could be 6 attacks. And then there's a psychic ability that gives them another attack to a unit. So that could be like 7 attacks a model.
Yeah.
And I'll point out also there is a couple ways of getting you to reroll charges in this book. So that 3d6 rerollable is probably going to get a 9-inch charge. It's not going to be impossible.
So moving on to Warlord traits, there are 6 new ones. We're just going to go over one. Abe, what's your favorite of the Warlord traits?
I think I really like the Artisan of War trait. It's just a pretty nice, straight up. You add 1 damage to the characteristic of a weapon carried by your warlord.
Yeah. You could theoretically have a warlord with like a plus 2 damage bolter or something.
You could do it to a bolter or a plasma gun, something crazy like that. It can't be a relic of ball. I think you might also you can also be like, it's on my thunder hammer, it does 4 damage now.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
It's on my relic blade and it does 1 + D3 damage now.
Yeah, something crazy like that.
Yeah, so there's some pretty good options there.
Relic of ball. Did you have a favorite? There's 6 relics.
Yeah, the Veritas Vitae.
Yeah.
And I think they talked about this before, but it's if your army's battle forged, each time you use a stratagem on a 5+, you gain a command point.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
And then last but not least, Sanguinary Disciplines. There's 3 new ones, but the one combo that we really liked was, I believe it was Unleash Rage, right?
No, the Quickening.
Quickening 2.
Yeah.
Unleash Rage, we'll just give that one away too.
So
that was the one that was +1 attack.
Yeah, so it gives a whole unit within 12 inches +1, and it's a whole unit.
The whole unit.
Yeah.
You get the
Angels,
idea.
Yeah.
Quickening. What does that one do?
Yeah, so Quickening is 7, does have 7 cast, but you can add 3 to the advance and charge rolls you make for the Psyker, which has to be cast on himself, and you can make an additional D3 attack rolls in the 5 phase until the start of your next turn.
And who's Psychers again?
I think Librarian Dreadnoughts?
I think Librarian Dreadnoughts are Psychers.
I think they are.
They're also characters, right?
They are also characters.
So, theoretically, with a Librarian Dread, you could get how many extra attacks just using Quickening?
2d3.
2d3 extra attacks?
With his or, I mean, Mephiston, right?
Yeah.
Mephiston.
Which, there's ways to get him in there. So,
yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yep.
If you want a close combat army, and you've been playing Space Marines and you're like, man, shooting's cool and all, but I really want to get in there. Blood Angels.
Yeah.
Just in general too, what's the overall vibe you get for this army?
I mean, I think that they've done a good job of keeping Blood Angels as the least divergent chapter. Like, Blood Angels have always been different from Marines, but not like Chaos Marines or Space Marines, right?
Right.
They've been like, so they do feel a lot like Marines, but they are definitely more than just Red Marines.
Right.
They're definitely a close combat featured army, and I think they're an army that's going to spend a lot of points on turn 1 to charge you.
Oh, yeah. But it'll be totally worth it.
It's going to be totally worth it, yeah. They're going to do a lot of deep striking shenanigans.
It's going to be a different style of Alpha Strike. They're not going to be shooting you off the board. Although you could build that army if you really wanted to.
I mean, and because the Red Thirst works on the turn that you're charged.
Yeah.
Like just a giant line of like intercessors, for instance.
It's kind of scary.
They're like, I'm going to shoot you a bunch, and then did you charge me? Well, I'm going to punch you a bunch.
I'm going to punch you a bunch.
Is nice. So
yeah,
I think they're really going to be a solid army. They've got some solid assault tricks, and I like that they are going to be more focused towards assault. Because that's what, if you're playing Blood Angels, I mean, they have options to do other things, but like you probably need some assault.
And you're still going to have stuff like, you know, captains and lieutenants and stuff like that. They're going to get the aura buffs anyway. But then this book also has a ton of ways for you to get guys back with apothecary-like rolls.
Yeah. So. And then, I mean, again,
and then dreadnoughts.
It's a big orange, yeah. And lots of dreadnoughts. If you like dreadnoughts, probably the book for you.
Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So that's going to be it for our quick preview here of the Blood Angels Codex. We're super pumped about it.
Definitely.
We hope you are too. It'll be in stores. I don't know when you're watching this video, but it'll be in stores soon if it's not out now.
Probably by the time you watch this video.
Yeah, so go check it out. Yeah. Maybe within the week. So I'm super pumped. Yeah. Anyway, I'm AdamHarry.
I'm StableAbe.
We're both from BoLS Crew.
Yeah. Want to get some blood?
I do want to get some blood.
Yeah.
We're out.